This is Adam Gorney, Rivals.com, here with Rutgers football coach Greg Schiano. Busy signing day, Greg, and let's get right to it. Looked like offensive line was definitely a position group that you wanted to focus in on here in this class. Did you kind of target that and know that kind of going into this signing period?
We really did, Adam. It was a situation where when we came in, we kind of have a disproportionate number of offensive linemen to receivers, actually, and we had to kind of switch that. And fortunately, we were able to sign 7 really good offensive linemen. Now they're young, so it's going to take time to develop them. They oftentimes don't come ready-made, but hopefully, what we did in the portal will kind of bridge that gap.
I wanted to ask about that and the intention of using the portal for exactly that purpose. You can't wait to develop offensive linemen or any other position. Now you have this opportunity to go somewhere and get guys with experience that some want to prove themselves at a different place. Some see an opportunity. How much do you want to use that and kind of balance that with your high school recruiting?
Well, I think it's just what you said. You want to balance it. The lifeblood of our program will always be our high school recruiting and developing those guys. But I look at the transfer portal much like I did free agency in the National Football League when I was there. You use the portal to fill a need. I'm not really looking to get a ton of young guys through the portal and make those my developmental players. Could there be exceptions that way? Sure, there could. If a guy who left the area and then comes back home just because he's homesick or something, that may be one of the. But to me, it's all about filling a need where we have one, and certainly the offensive line was one of those areas.
A quarterback in this class, but then I kind of revisited that when I realized Gavin Wimsatt would have been a 2022 kid. How nice was it to get him on campus early? At just having him there and that development, how crucial can that be for your program moving forward?
Well, I think it puts him way ahead of schedule. Again, I wasn't totally comfortable, right? He had played 3 high school games and he had seen what had happened at Ohio State. And he literally said, well, can I do that? And, I said, you can if you want to. I didn't think you'd want to. And when he decided he wanted to do that, we were able to get it done with the academic situation and with our university. And, he missed all of training camp, so he got to us in September. But, man, what a great experience to go through all the game plan weeks that we went through, for him to travel, and then eventually for him to play in some games, which there's no substitute for that experience. So going into the spring, I think it's an entirely different situation than if a guy was coming from high school and starting in January.
Yeah, did really well with top New Jersey kids. Obviously going to be a focus for you. Kenny Fletcher is one that I kind of really want to talk about. Rare athletic, 6'4" edge guy. I mean, how do you kind of see him in that defense and also filling out physically?
Yeah, I think I know he can be a very special player. He is, as you said, very athletic. He's long, he's rangy. He's really dangerous coming off the edge. He does need to build up a little bit. He was a 3-sport athlete and he was always doing something, and the metabolism that burns all day long. But now that he's on campus and he's going to be training with our strength and conditioning staff and eating on the training table, I could see Kenny getting big fast.
Yeah. Going into Pennsylvania, though, too, is going to be a focus. And Samuel Brown is a guy that wasn't really talked about nationally. We had him ranked as a 4-star, very talented player. Comes to Rutgers. How do you see him in that backfield and being able to use him?
Yeah, I think Sam's a guy that can come in and have an impact. We have some guys in the room already, so the competition is great. But that really is where our program is headed, right? Like I told the team today in a team meeting, it hasn't been since we were here last time at the end where we're beginning to have competition like there was at the end last time we were here. And that, to me, is when your program starts to take off, when there's competition every single day in every single room. And, I know from experience that the whole level of the team rises from that. And Sam, what a tremendous athlete. He is not only a great running back, in my opinion, but you watch him play basketball, it just shows he's a really, really gifted, talented athlete, and has good vision, good patience, and as a big back, he's a 215-pound running back.
I think that's an interesting point that you make about competition in every room. And obviously when you were there the first time, winning tremendously. There were some lean years. I don't think anybody would deny that. And then now back on the upswing, I think you see it. And do you, when you recruit guys, do you look for that killer instinct, that winning mentality, that expectation to win at your program? And how important is that as they get in those rooms, that there are guys there that we expect to go out on Saturdays and win football games?
Well, I think it's very important. I mean, it's a mindset, and we certainly are trying. It's easy to say, well, have that mindset, but when you come into a program that had not won very much, and really had taken some serious lumps, you can say it all you want, but you need to play your way out of it. You need to compete your way out of it. You need to start to be competitive, and those are the steps, right? You go from having those out of hand games to becoming competitive. Then you win a few of them. And then hopefully you can win more than you lose. And then hopefully you can become a team that's competing for championships. Those are the logical steps. And certainly it takes a lot of work and recruiting a lot of fine players and then developing them every single day.
Excellent. That is Rutgers coach Greg Schiano here with Adam Gorney for Rivals.com.